welcome back to my channel. My name is Corey Michelle. Thank you for tuning back in, or if you're here for the first time, hello. Today we are talking about how to stop negative thinking, which is not actually a thing, and releasing resistance, sort of the steps that I do or the way that I've learned to release resistance in my own life through my own experience. And trust me, I've been working with resistance for a long time. So let's get into it. First of all, the very first thing you need to know is that the only reason you're having negative thoughts is because you think that you shouldn't be having them. That's the only reason. They're not actually negative. What makes them negative is the resistance to having them. The feeling that you get of guilt or shame that comes up whenever you have a thought or a feeling. Your nervous system or your subconscious tells you guilt, shame, and you feel it and it doesn't feel good, and so you think, oh, I need to beat myself up now. I need to get out of this because I'm trying to manifest, and if I don't get out of this, then I'm not going to manifest what I want in my life. And that's just not the truth. The tips that I'm going to share with you today are going to help you to completely neutralize resistance, and not only neutralize it, but alchemize it, because that's my job. So I really want to truly paint a picture for you about how resistance is actually a good thing and how we need it. Without resistance, we wouldn't get growth in our life. If we didn't have resistance, all of our thoughts and feelings would be manifesting left and right, and there would be no point to this life. Just my opinion. I want you to think about it this way. You want to get a killer body, and you know that muscle burns fat and it tones you up, but you don't want to get too muscular, so you stay away from the heavy weightlifting. What do? Resistance training. Okay, I'm a kettlebell girl myself. I know lots of people do resistance training in a lot of different ways. For me, it's always been the best to just pick up a 10 or 15 pound kettlebell and start swinging that baby. Resistance works with force. And unlike the heavy weightlifting, it gives us the perfect amount of muscle that we need for our next level. Not too much, not too little. So like you guys know, I love to look up actual definitions or meanings or descriptions from websites because I'm a total nerd whenever it comes to research. I don't like to talk about something unless I know that it's absolute truth. Even though I can talk from my own experience, I love to back things up with facts. So of course I looked up some definitions or descriptions from a couple of websites about what resistance training is. So we're gonna stick with the analogy around getting a fit ass body. Okay, so a description from betterhealth.com says, resistance training increases muscle strength by making your muscles work against a weight or a force. Different forms of resistance training include using free weights, machines, resistant bands, or your own body weight. And I looked up another definition or description from emedicinehealth.com, and it says, resistance training is any exercise that causes the muscle to contract against an external resistance with the expectation of increases in strength, tone, mass, and or endurance. So let me say that again. Resistance training is any exercise that causes the muscle to contract against external resistance with the expectation that you will experience increase in muscle tone, strength, mass, and or endurance. Okay, so let's replace all of those muscle tone, mass, strength, endurance, all of that with terms around manifesting. Things like a bolder, more pleasurable, more profound, more influential, more profitable experience. Resistance is what grows us. It gives us the experience necessary to be the amazing leaders, visionaries, and ultimately it helps us to revolutionize the way that things have always been done and turn it into new, more badass ways of things being done. And I truly want you to remember this whenever you're doing your own inner work and consciously creating a life that you love. That being said, to create a life that you love, you've got to start loving your life somewhere. So when does it get to start? There comes a point when you get to decide that you're going to start now. This is when the resistance truly begins to release. With all of that being said, let's get into my 5 tips or my 5 steps or however you want to look at it to blast through resistance. So number 1 is to realize that if you're looking for an answer to cure your resistance or to bust through it or remove resistance, then you're in resistance and you're probably thinking, yeah, duh, that's why I'm here. I want to get through my resistance. But that just creates more resistance when you're trying to find a way to get rid of it. Only when you come into acceptance with what is, you learn to love love that experience because it's yours. Then the resistance will lessen. Instead of running around freaking out about how to get rid of your resistance, frenetic energies swirling all in your head, you're spinning around, just calm down, look around, accept like this is what's going on in my life, and thank the resistance for showing up and trying to teach you something new about yourself. Just let it be there, don't analyze it. Number 2 is thank the resistance for keeping you safe up until this point. You can literally act like your resistance is a separate entity from you. That's how I talk to myself all the time. It's like different aspects of myself will pop up in my life and I just, hey, thank you for showing me more about myself, or thank you for being there, or thank you for keeping me safe, or thank you for showing me how to love myself. Everything is truly interconnected, and when we really do start to personify these different types of feelings or thought patterns and things like that, then we can have a more intimate experience with ourselves and with life in general. So go ahead, and when you feel resistance creeping up after you've accepted that it's there, you've thanked it for showing you more about yourself, then thank it for keeping you safe up to this point, like how it worked for you in the past. And now you're ready to move through whatever you think is like blocking you. And thank it for allowing you to experience duality so that you can better experience a holy existence. And that is holy with a W. Number 3, become okay with the perceived consequences that might aspire as a result of you releasing this resistance. These would be things like ego death, which actually feels like you're gonna die if you go against what your nervous system is telling you to do. It will feel like you're literally gonna die. It'll feel like you're gonna get kicked out of relationships or out of your family. And this is a very normal process for us to experience because we still have parts of our brain active that say if we get kicked out of our tribe of origin, then we're gonna freeze to death, or somebody's gonna kill us, another tribe will kill us, or they'll take us and we'll become a slave or whatever. But most of the time it's that you'll die. It can also be things like feeling like you're not gonna be able to receive love in a certain way anymore. And this kind of stuff isn't conscious. It's just like nagging feeling inside of you that says, okay, yeah, this is unsafe. I'm not gonna go there. That's because you don't have experience to back it up that it is gonna be okay, that it is gonna be a safe place, or that it is gonna be your next best step. I really want you to stop and think, truly, what is the worst that could happen? I made a whole video about this on Facebook Live, and I'll link it in the pinned comments below so that you can go and watch it. It's not on YouTube. Maybe I'll add it one day, but I don't think so because it's vertical instead of horizontal and it just doesn't fit the format. So I'll link it in a pinned comment so you can go watch that video. It's really amazing. It's probably one of my most profound videos that I've made. Maybe. I know it's helped a lot of people. So anyways, that video will really help you to understand the process of what's the worst that can happen. On to number 4, release expectation of the way we think that it has to be. Again, thinking that because you're in resistance, your whole vibe is messed up and everything that you've been working towards is going to crumble is just complete and utter BS. Your outcome of the situation is completely dependent on your level of acceptance for the situation or circumstance. And it's also about taking responsibility for the way that you're feeling, not trying to change it. Having compassion for yourself and understanding why it's there really goes a long way. The release always occurs when you're no longer attached to needing the outcome to be a certain way. Get into trust around knowing that something even better than your mind could conceive of is working out for you simply because you're in the state of acceptance. Acceptance is such a very strong vibrational frequency to hold. It's unimaginable what you can actually allow into your life experience through this state. And number 5, once you've done all of these things, it's time to take a mental inventory. Remind yourself of what you're truly working towards and why you're working towards it, and what this resistance is actually trying to teach you about yourself. This is where you'll come back and you'll actually do the inventory, like in step 1. When I said just let it be there, I meant it until you get to this part. After you've done all the acceptance, then you can make the inventory about what it is you're working towards and why you're working towards it and what the resistance is actually trying to teach you about yourself. And I say working towards because a lot of the times people will say what you're wanting or what you're wishing for or what you're hoping for, all of those things are equal lack. I mean, it's just straight up lack. It's a vibration of lack. Your subconscious and the universe does not understand these types of words, and especially if the meaning we put behind them means I don't have it. The universe and subconscious understands energy. It delivers energy, and what you're asking for, you're always going to get more of. So if you're saying you're wanting, you're going to keep wanting. It's going to give you more wanting. It's going to think, you know, she wants to want, so let me give her want, or she wills to want. Because when we have a will, you know the saying, where there's a will, there's a way. It's kind of like that. When we have a will for something, or when we will something into existence, it's almost like a command, it's almost like a demand. And don't feel bad. I mean, the universe does not think that it's rude just because our programming says that it's rude to demand something of someone. Like, no, it's not in this case. This is your life to be experienced in the way that you desire it to be experienced, right? And so why not use your will to create a life that you love? As long as you're saying please and thank you, then you shouldn't probably have any shame around it. It's fine, I promise. And at the same time, working towards isn't exactly perfect either. It's not 100% accurate. And now we're just getting into semantics, but I think that it's really important to bring this up because working towards something means that what you're willing into existence is out there. Right? It means that it's somewhere out there, it's somewhere outside of you. And actually, what your goal is or what your intention is not a place that you're going to. It's a place that you're coming from. And this is all about getting into that vibe of acceptance as well. I actually made a video about radical acceptance on the last video I did. So I'll link that up in the little cards up here so you can watch that afterwards. I think there's a little button with an eye on it, or do what you want. Managing your energy and coming from a place of gratitude, peace, abundance, prosperity, kindness, happiness, gentleness, self-control, all of those fruits of the spirit types of things, those are real. Confidence, love, and self-acceptance, those are the realest places that you can come from. Managing your energy is so important. Like I said, the universe is always going to bring you what you're asking for, and if you're holding that vibration of confidence, love, acceptance, peace, all of these fulfillment, these types of feelings, that's what you're going to get more of. It's going to bring you what you're asking for because there's no resistance to it. So I want you to see how the resistance can be there, but if you're loving it, you're accepting it, you're being kind to yourself instead of beating yourself up, you're confident in yourself anyways, those are still the vibes you're putting out. The resistance can be here, but the vibes that you're putting out are acceptance, love, confidence, all of the things that you want to bring into your life. Do that to your resistance. Give those feelings to your resistance. So just to recap, negative thinking is not actually stopping your manifestations from happening. It's the resistance to the thoughts and the feelings that you think you shouldn't be thinking. When you get into acceptance and gratitude, you're a magnet for all the experiences that you want to attract in your life. And you will always attract experiences that match that gratitude and acceptance. Let your experience just be what it is and love your life now for what it is. Love yourself for who you are, not what you do or how much you know or any of those other things, what you have. None of that matters. Love yourself, love your life for what it is now. And I promise you, you will start to see miracles unfolding in your life. And I know that all of this probably sounds crazy. You're probably thinking, Corey, I just want to make money. I just want to be an influencer. I just want to do the things that, you know, I think will make me feel better in life. That's probably not what you're thinking, but that is what you're thinking, and you're probably thinking, where are the steps to actually doing, making money as a French dweller, monetizing my message, my art, and my chaos? This is the message, okay? This is the message. I promise you, you're going to want to build your legacy on a foundation of love and acceptance, because trust me, I've been there, and the money, the success isn't anything if you cannot love yourself. You're going to want to build your foundation here so that whenever you do have the financial success or like the influence that you're looking for, you're actually going to be able to enjoy it instead of being miserable and sabotaging yourself so that you have to start back all over. I promise you, you're going to want to build a life that you love and allow things to come to you naturally. If you're just trying to build something off of what you think that it's going to bring you, you're sadly mistaken. You must have this foundation built to be able to enjoy your life. And I know that you're probably thinking, yeah, right, I just want to make that money. Okay, you're probably the stubborn one like me, because I knew these things before I started making money too. I thought that, yeah, right, the money's gonna come in and I'm gonna be exactly where I wanna be, but that was not the case, and I totally burned myself to the ground. I sabotaged because it wasn't what I was actually reaching for. I needed acceptance. I needed love of myself. I needed to know that I was amazing, and without those things, the money doesn't matter. The influence, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters without that. So, just a personal testimony. And I think that that's going to be it. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If it's your first time, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications if you want to. If you're still around and you have no intention of subscribing, what the hell are you doing with your life? I also wanted to talk a little bit about the free resources that I've created for my tribe. This isn't something that I talk about in every single video, but I've just seen so many people getting amazing results with the free resources that I put out. So I'm going to link both of them below. One is a game. It teaches you how to journal better. It teaches you how to like really become aware of your life, why it is the way that it is, what you can do to move forward and all of that. And the second one is a mind track. It's a subliminal mind track MP3 that you can download. I'm going to put the link for both of those in the pinned comment so that you can go and grab them right now and start using them. And I want you to let me know exactly how your life starts to change in the next 7 days. Of course, go ahead and comment and let me know, what did you get out of today's video? What was your aha moment, and what are you going to be able to go and apply into your life right now that you maybe haven't been applying so far? We have new uploads every Wednesday here on this channel, except for yesterday because I was deadly sick, and I talked a little bit about that in my free Facebook group, Radical Biz Alchemy. You can go and join us in the community. We would love to have you there and support you through your journey. And I guess that's gonna be just about it. So until next time, bye.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us.